This is the life, eh, Tiger?
Isn't it, son?
Hello. That's me, Dom Joly. Do you remember me? The bloke who's famous for dressing up as a squirrel? Guess what? I'm a journalist now. Yeah, that's my best friend Pete. We've both been hired to produce an in-depth report on global drinking habits. Nice work if you can get it. Right now we're getting ready to go to Russia. There, we'll meet some cheeky locals.
You ever heard of Michael Palin?
Show the Russians a thing or two about British culture.
They are bewildered as I am. We don't call it a dance.
And sample some unbelievably strong homemade vodka.
All I'm thinking is, if I lived there, I'd just thought, Donkey, you with me? He'd go, yeah. And he'd say, Dom, are you with me? I'd say, yeah.
Pete and I land at Moscow airport after a hair-raising flight on the worryingly named Crash Air. Starting our look at Russian drinking habits in Moscow, we'll then head north, stopping in the cities of Yaroslavl and Novgorod, before arriving at our final destination of St. Petersburg. When we talk about Russian drinking habits, we're really talking about one drink: vodka. Russians manage to drink 80% of the world's vodka supply, and 30% of all male deaths in Russia are alcohol-related.
Do you want to know what I know in Russian?
Not really.
But I'll tell you. In Russian, voda is water, and vodka is baby water, small water.
Baby water? I don't think you'd feed that to a baby, would you? Actually, you probably would in Russia.
Yeah, it's small water.
Really?
Yeah. It's like something they really care about.
Our first appointment was in Moscow's statue graveyard to meet Natasha, our Russian interpreter. I have to admit, I was already very excited. A clandestine meeting with a glamorous Russian woman in a deserted statue park. It was all very James Bond.
What time is it?
4 o'clock, she should be here.
What do you think she looks like?
Well, I don't know. I spoke to her on the phone, and I have to say she sounded quite foxy. Very sort of, hello, Mr. Dom. And I think she's a student of some form, so I presume she's some foxy student who's trying to make a bit of spare money.
Oh, so she could be one of those beautiful Russian ladies we've been seeing.
Yeah. But of course we're married men, but it'd be nice if she was easy on the eye, so keep your eye out. See what I mean?
Hello. Sorry.
Hello.
Hi. Nice to meet you. I'm
Nice to meet
Natasha. Are you Don?
Oh, you're Natasha?
Yes.
Oh, hello.
Nice to meet you.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi,
I'm
Peter.
Peter.
Nice
Hello.
to meet you. Welcome to Russia.
Thank you.
Very much.
She sounded a lot younger on the phone.
Well, I'm not that old as I look.
Yeah, no,
I am
not at all. I didn't mean it that way, but I had a... Anyway. But listen, we're here to do an in-depth investigation into alcohol and
yes.
to kind of look at Russian drinking ways and methods. And so we kind of wanted to really have a look at how the Russians drink and what you drink and how often. Are you a drinker?
No, I'm not, but unfortunately, people do drink a lot in
They drink
Russia.
a lot.
Yeah.
And we've been warned that everywhere we go, we have to do toasts and various ways of drinking. So is there somewhere nearby you could take us and maybe we could have our first drink of vodka and you could teach us a little bit?
Yes, of course.
Yeah?
With pleasure.
Is it
if
near?
you follow me, yes,
This
that's
way?
right.
On our way to the bar, Natasha told us about the Russian art of toasting, an essential skill if we were to make any headway into her country's drinking culture. It soon became clear that the basic rule of toasting was anything goes.
This is your first visit here, so you are our guest. So the
Okay.
first toast would go to our guests.
Okay, that's
It
us.
is to you and to you. So let
And
us
to you.
drink.
Okay.
Yes, to cheer.
And to you.
then
To you.
drink.
Up yours.
Men drink bottoms up.
Okay,
bottoms
up.
up.
What do you mean?
Okay.
Finish it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, no, I'd be
Yes,
dead.
yes.
Really?
No.
Okay.
You won't
Go on.
be.
All right,
we
up
can do
yours.
it. We can
Up
do it.
yours.
Have yours.
Oh, good. Great. So now you should eat.
Yeah.
Okay, because we're very worried going through Russia that we're not going to be able to keep up with some of the toast. So
Eat heavily.
Okay, so we should
Eat
always
heavily.
eat heavily. Well, I always try and do that anyway, but it's
Yeah.
nice to know that there's a reason for it
Exactly.
this time. So,
Now it's justified.
okay. Is drinking seen in some places in Russia as a sort of machismo still, you know, how much you can drink? I know you don't approve of it, but you know, there is that feeling.
Yes, there is a feeling, and sometimes they even compete who drinks more.
Oh, imagine the shame.
Really shocking.
Well, we'd never be that sort of person.
I always drink more than him.
Well,
Yes.
what would be the next toast?
The next toast would be for our parents, for your parents, and my parents as well.
Well, my parents are
Any
divorced,
parents.
so is that two different drinks?
No, one
Okay,
toast
just
for both
generally.
parents.
So should we drink to our parents?
Yeah, let's drink to our parents.
Okay.
Yes,
Our
to
mothers
our
and
parents.
fathers.
And to your mothers and fathers and mothers and fathers and
Fathers.
fathers before them and
Yeah.
mothers. Up yours.
Okay, up yours.
For the ancestors.
So the third toast is our choice, is that right?
Yes,
Up to
your
us.
choice. Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Well, I'd like to toast to you, to Russia, and
thank
to
you.
toasts,
Exactly.
which is great.
Yeah.
Absolutely
Russia
fantastic.
is great. Thank you.
Russia is a great thing. Can I have one of these? Well, you didn't drink a toast.
I'm a woman, so...
You don't have to. Oh, hang on. So the men get very drunk,
Well,
the women
and-
stay sober, and then pick the
Because they
finest
have-
man.
the finest
obviously-
man, or take their husbands back home.
So basically,
That's great.
so if you were my wife, I'd bring you here, and I would sit here
drink.
toasting, and I'd
Yeah.
drink and drink, and when I finally pass out, full of cucumbers and stuff, you'd carry me home.
Yes.
I should have married a Russian woman, you know, that's a very good thing, yeah. Well, thank you very much, Natasha, for that, and that was an enjoyable first drink in Moscow,
excellent,
and we'll
thank
see you
you.
tomorrow, yeah, for the trip.
Welcome. It was my pleasure.
Thank you very
Bye.
much.
Okay, thank you very much. Bye. Bye-bye.
See you
Thanks so
tomorrow.
much.
Goodbye. Oh, thank
Okay,
you.
bye.
See you tomorrow. Bye.
She seems like a very nice lady.
She's a spy.
She's not a spy.
She's definitely a spy.
She's not a
She's
spy.
KGB, there's no question, she's watching us.
She's not.
Well, you...
Having shaken off our KGB tail and on our own for the first time, Pete and I decided to have a look round the tourist sites. I have to admit to feeling a little uneasy, even a bit paranoid.
You just got to remember, Tiger, that most people here are working for the KGB and we're probably being followed.
No,
these
we're
three,
not.
these three are following us.
They're
These
not,
three
are
are
they?
following us. Here they are.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
Well, they may just be walking the same
No,
direction.
no, no. They're what's called a honey trap. They're probably trying to sleep with us and then take incriminating photos.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. Just move ahead. They're following again.
You sure you're
Everyone
not
here.
just getting a bit paranoid?
No, they're definitely following us. Look, we're not going to fall for it, okay? We're not just going to sleep with people and stuff, okay? Okay? You see these poor unfortunates.
They look quite happy.
You know what they're doing?
Yeah.
They're dissidents, probably some of them poets or stuff, and they're being shipped off to Siberia.
They're not.
Sickens me, they are.
They're not. They're going to Lenin's mausoleum.
You are so naive.
It's not. It's just up there. Look.
Hey, listen, we know what you're doing, okay? So, all right, I can hear.
Sorry, it's all right.
That guy's listening. He's got a device. Let's go away. Let's
He's
go away.
not
He
listening.
is.
Pete and I grew up not just with images of the KGB, but of Soviet bread queues and empty shop shelves. The commercial centre of Moscow couldn't have been more different, and clearly catered for the fast-emerging Russian nouveau riche. We headed for a more bog-standard supermarket to see what the average Russian went shopping for.
Ah, Tiger. Vodka. Vodka, 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 vodka.
And vodka.
Vodka. Vodka, vodka. 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 Yeah, that's quite Russian.
yeah.
Vodka. Vodka. Oh my god. Vodka. Oh my god, it just goes on and on. I've never seen so much vodka in my life.
How on
How on earth we're going to decide? This looks manly. This is patriotic vodka. It's called Russian vodka. This one is medical vodka. Cherry vodka. This is imperial vodka. Jewish vodka. Kosher vodka. Lemon vodka. Look, chili vodka. With chilies. Ooh. That'd be a bit hardcore for you there, I think. Guess how much a bottle of chili vodka is going to set us back?
How much?
Quite a stiff £1.50.
I'm not sure. I think put it down.
I think that's
Sam.
out of our price range,
Out
yeah.
of our league.
Yeah. Oh, look. Erotic vodka. That's quite good. That comes with shots.
2 shot glasses.
Yeah, but that's getting quite expensive because that's gone up to £3. That's rocketed up.
If we had been in any doubt before, then our visit to the vodka market confirmed that this was certainly a country that loved a good drink. Or 20. It was the end of a long first day. Pete was really keen to get back to the hotel, but I was worried about it being bugged and I wanted to check out this hairdresser's that someone had told me about. We agreed to meet up the next morning.
Not joined at the hip.
All right.
Yeah.
Just before we split up, I tried to warn him one last time about the KGB, but he wouldn't listen. Maybe I was being too paranoid.
Haircut ski? Cool. Just to trim around the sides, don't touch the quiff, yeah, it's a trademark.
What the fuck, ski? Piochki and beczki. Gajczki, ouchki.
It just gets boring talking to the same old person about the same old stuff, so it's nice to be able to get away, you know, and just talk about something different. I mean, you and me are quite similar in a way. You know, we're both mavericks, trailblazers, you know, first in the field. Your parents happy you got a career in the big city?
After the break, we visit some sexy vodka scientists and really enjoy a bit of Russian culture. My friend Pete and I are arsing around in Russia trying to comprehend just how one country manages to consume quite so much alcohol. We've just 6 days and 2,000 miles to cover to get to our final destination of St. Petersburg, where we'll catch a train, end the programme and get paid. Pete and I decided to do the trip in a tank, and we were just road testing one when the channel rang and said that this would be pointless, and that we should just follow our interpreter Natasha, who I suspected was in the KGB, and her driver, Vladimir, who I suspected had a fake moustache.
Okay, Tiger, we're leaving Moscow, starting our big trip across Russia.
Where are we heading for?
In a Volvo.
I know, it's class, that, isn't it?
It's not very rock and roll, is it?
Is only required. Travel on land to see the mind.
Every single fucking tree in this country is silver birch trees. You just long to see an oak or a willow. I can see why no one's managed to invade this place. Just after a bit, you just think, sod it, let's go home. It never ends. And Russia is such an enormous country anyway. And it's just miles and miles of road, but it's not helped by the fact that our support van, which is in front of us, is being driven by Vladimir, who we started knowing as Vlad the Good, but we're now calling Vlad the Very Slow. He refuses to go above 60 kilometres an hour, and we've got 600 kilometres to go to our destination. So what does that make it? 10 hours? Speed him up.
At our first Russian petrol stop, we decided to get to know Vlad the Slow a bit better.
So Vlad, when you were like younger in Moscow and there was still under communist rule, did you ever have pop concerts or anything? Jean-Michel Jarre played, didn't he?
The first was Boney M group.
Boney M?
Yes.
Oh.
It was about 1975 or 78, I don't remember exactly.
Yeah.
And it was quite a revolution.
Really?
Yes.
Boney M started the revolution?
Yes. Many people wanted to get there, but not enough tickets.
Uh-huh.
Some people changed cars to get the tickets. Some people changed their fur coats.
Really?
Yeah.
To get Boney M?
To get ticket for Boney M.
Did you get
It
to
was
see them?
quite an event. No, at that moment I didn't understand that music.
You didn't
but
get it?
right after that, it got...
It got into you?
Yes.
You got had Boney M inserted into you? Mm-hmm. Oh dear, sounds painful. Okay. Jesus, it is a big country, this thing.
Yeah.
You know what I suddenly thought?
Yeah.
You could work... Have you ever thought about working for funeral processions? You do the right sort of speed, very steady.
Only if you're my first client. Okay?
After a long day's drive, we finally arrived in the city of Yaroslavl. Travelling in Russia was knackering, and we were both ready to hit the hay. Secret cameras or no secret cameras. The next morning, we set off early for our meeting with local multimillionaire Vladimir Golubev, who'd made his fortune in the dangerous world of vodka distribution. Natasha had arranged for us to meet him at a factory that produced some of his vodka brands, and he was going to show us around. Russian vodka is big business. The average Russian drinks 15 litres a year, earning manufacturers and distributors over £3 billion sterling annually. When we arrived, Vladimir hadn't turned up, but he had sent an extremely foxy assistant. She gave us a quick tour of the place. The tour over, we were ushered into the factory's lab to test some of their vodkas. This was more like it.
These are nurses, or what are they doing here?
Это медсестры?
No?
No, they're not.
What? They're scientists? Is this because all the men are drunk, or...?
Well, one of the requirements for the job is that you should be...
You look good.
pretty. You look good.
So although it helps that you have a chemical engineering and chemistry degree, and that you're very bright, it helps also if you're pretty. Hey, this is the kind of science I like.
It is, isn't it?
There's another one. Hello. Oh, not quite as good.
Vodka is basically potatoes and grain. Hardly a Chateau Lafite. But in the name of research, and out of basic politeness, Pete and I were prepared to taste everything they put our way.
Thank you. So a toast to lady scientists and vodka nurses, and to this. What are we looking for in this?
Downability. Do you think? Oh, and a little aftertaste of blackberry. It's a bit like an overly vodka blackberry pie.
It's a little bit like a, yeah, vodka.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, go.
Oh.
That was fine, actually. That was good. That was easy. Come on, son.
It's nice.
Actually, that was quite nice.
That needs a little bit more scientific research, I think, just for taste.
Здесь надо еще как следует поработать, надо проработать.
Russia's vodka industry was once entirely state-owned, but since privatization, a small number of people, mainly ex-military, have taken control and become exceedingly rich. Vladimir, our elusive oligarch, a tough Afghan war veteran and ex-Greco-Roman wrestling champion, was one of them. But he'd still not turned up, and he seemed in no hurry to meet us. We had no choice but to wait, and wait, and wait. Eventually, we were forced to resort to a musical montage sequence.
98, 99, 100. Coming to find you, ready or not.
I made the voyage on the HMS Fable. I
Son, what are we doing this for?
This is just, they'll use this to indicate passage of time while we're waiting. It'll work.
All right. You say so. All right.
Probably put some music on it or something.
But why are we standing in the fire?
Because it's moody.
Vladimir finally turned up, and we were summoned to his floating restaurant. Not wanting to appear desperate, I decided that maybe it was my turn to keep him waiting.
You have only 5 minutes at our disposal.
He's only giving us 5 minutes and we've been waiting 6 hours.
At the moment, yes, after 8 o'clock. After 8
But
o'clock.
I'm not ready right now.
Well, then we can easily go
Okay.
away.
No, just...
Come on.
Hang on, just let me count to 10 seconds. I need some sort of face time. Okay, now I'm ready. I don't like oligarchs already.
Well, I don't like him.
You don't like him? Oh, goody.
No.
So can you go in and get him?
Well, yes, at the moment, yes, but please hurry up. But one more request.
Yeah.
Don't be aggressive. Try to be
Aggressive?
nice and
No, I'm not going to be nice.
polite.
You just called him a miserable worm.
Well, it's my personal opinion.
Okay.
All right, bring him out, yeah? Tell him I'm ready. Hear that? He runs 30 companies and he's too busy to give us more than 10 minutes. I mean, I work, well, sometimes 2-3 hours a week, and you...
I'd do half an hour.
You're busy doing art.
I think we should go in, actually, and see him quickly. Come on, son, you come too, because he wants to talk to you.
What about this for faith?
After our respective standoffs, we were left with 2 minutes to interview Vladimir. I was eager to get stuck in, but Pete went first with Jeremy Paxman-like verve.
So,
Has he got pomegranate sauce?
OK, Tiger, we can't ask about pomegranate sauce since we've got 2 minutes.
Sorry.
So you could just say to him, he's made a lot of money out of alcohol. In England, you hear rumours that, you know, there's a lot of mafia, there's a lot of crime. It's a very dangerous thing. Does he find it's dangerous? And is there a lot of mafia involvement in especially in alcohol and in relating?
Ну, поняли, да, вопрос?
Человек про мафию, да. Сейчас, более-менее. Говорят, что полегче стало.
He has his own, well, team, actually friends.
Team of friends?
Well, team, or you can call team, but they
Of
are actually
armed
his
friends who help him.
Yes, armed friends.
Yeah.
They are sportsmen. They are soldiers. So when some people tried to approach him, he said, "Come here. You don't touch me. I won't touch you." Twice people shot at him. One time they exploded his jeep.
They blew up his jeep?
Blew up his
when
jeep.
He was in it?
No, evidently no.
Yeah.
But he was lucky to survive, to escape. So nowadays he hasn't got any problems.
And does he think there's a problem in, because alcohol is so cheap and there's such a big alcohol problem, does he have any moral scruples about, you know, producing vodka and producing this thing that's actually causing a lot of problems in the country? You're going to enjoy this question, aren't you?
Вот такой вопрос. Плохо водка действует на здоровье населения. У вас какое отношение к этому?
В холдинг «Апрель Плюс» входит 30 предприятий. Одно из них только занимается алкоголем.
So Vladimir says that the problem is not in alcohol consumption or vodka itself, but the problem is in the life itself. For example, people don't have any work in the villages. They don't have any prospects. The unemployment is terrible. So, of course, they feel lost. They don't see the way out. So they drink.
And that was that. Our 2 minutes were up, and Vladimir the oligarch was off in his top-of-the-range BMW, while we were back in the Volvo, plodding along behind Vladimir the Slow. I think it was pomegranate sauce.
There's such a man in Russia long ago.
He was big and strong, and his eyes are flaming gold. Rah, rah, rescue team, Russia's greatest love machine. It was a shame how...
We need to go faster!
Speed limit.
We have to get there!
Speed limit.
Stop saying speed limit! We have to get there!
What should I say if it's speed limit? Well, in the sort of Russian tradition of fables, it appears the tortoise has become the hare. Quite embarrassingly, we've just been done for speeding. Well, Vladimir has, but it's a little bit embarrassing since it's probably our fault.
Actually, they pulled over another van. They could just be pulling vans over.
No, I think they're taking him down there.
Oh, yeah.
And they've taken his pants down as well. I'm not quite sure what that's about. Oh, well. Police state, eh? You couldn't actually script that better.
Was that speeding?
Was that speeding?
Yeah.
What have I been telling you all the way?
Sorry, I didn't listen to
I
you.
warned you,
I
okay?
should have done.
Vladimir the cheater now. Well done. That's good.
So you really got a speeding ticket? Was it a ticket for going too slowly?
The road had been unkind to us, so we decided to stop at one of the millions of roadside stalls we'd seen and indulge in a little comforting retail therapy.
Shopping, actually. Yeah, just what I really wanted to do.
Really, you capitalist pig.
We browsed through some of the valuable Russian antiques on show, but in the end, we settled on something a bit more practical.
Oh, look at this.
Having found myself curiously attracted to an 8-foot lion, who I named Alan, Pete begged me to buy him a donkey. I agreed. And with our new friends in tow, we hit the road again. Alan and the donkey made the remaining 400 kilometers to Novgorod fly by.
Why is your lion in the front?
Because he's a lion. He's my lion.
But I don't think that's very fair.
Well, you got your donkey in the back. That's
I
fine.
know, next to me. So when I drive, I'm going to have the donkey next to me.
Okay.
All right. Okay, I'm happy now.
You want to be like that?
Yeah, I do, actually.
We arrived in Novgorod, which means new city, a seemingly curious name for what is Russia's oldest city, until you discover that 98% of its buildings were destroyed in World War II. In the surprisingly attractive Central Park, we saw most of the town's youth hanging around an empty fountain drinking beer. Putin has been trying to encourage Russians to kick their vodka habits and drink beer, which is currently thought of as something of a soft drink. Perhaps embarrassed by this sight of beer-swigging Russian youth, and insistent that they were not representative of the real Novgorod, the next morning Natasha took us off to the Novgorod Institute of the Arts to meet what she considered to be some more wholesome youngsters.
So it's like a Russian fame academy.
Oh, yes, yes, design, then being librarian.
Being a librarian?
Librarian, yes.
They learn to paint as well?
I'd never really thought of librarians as being that artistic. But for some strange reason, Natasha was overly keen for us to visit their library.
I think some of those girls in there I just spotted out in the corridor, I think they've been put in the library to make it look like people study.
Well, who knows, maybe.
Well, let's go and find out.
Yes. А что вы учите?
What's she reading?
А что вы читаете? Что вы читаете? А? These are, you see, the different monuments, world monuments.
Is she very interested in world monuments? What are her favourite 5 world monuments?
Какие у вас 5 самых любимых, монументов, памятников искусства? It's the beginning.
Oh, she's just learning. Okay.
Yes, get here.
And how old are these girls?
17, 18.
Can I ask a couple of
Please.
quick? Do they drink?
Вы пьете? Выпиваете, то есть...
And what do they drink? Yeah.
А что вы пьете?
Beer?
That lady drinks beer. Oh, beer.
Beer. What about vodka?
Vodka. That lady said that they drink only on special occasions. Birthday parties, Christmas.
Okay. Well, Tam, thanks very much and good luck with their studying.
Disappointed that her cunning library plot had blown up in her face, Natasha took us directly to the Institute's auditorium, where she unveiled her secret weapon, a full-blown song and dance extravaganza in our honour. Natasha was positively beaming with delight at this exhibition of wholesome Russian youth. We thought we should repay her and our hosts by performing one of our own much-loved folk dances.
This is called the Dance of the Morris, or the Morris Dance. It's mainly danced in the southwest of England, in the Devon, Cornwall and Dorset area.
Ну, конечно, вариации его танцуются тоже по всей Англии.
It's quite an aggressive dance. It was used as a warning to the Scots and the Welsh not to invade. And we're just going to be doing the 1-hour version rather than the classic 4-hour version. And whenever we touch the sticks, they have to shout Morris.
Значит, просьба к вам, как только они с палочками дотронутся друг с другом, просьба к вам кричать слово «Моррис». Спасибо.
Okay.
we were an incredible success.
What did they think, Natasha?
They are bewildered as I am. We don't call it a dance. Look at the Russian dances like this one. You embrace the whole world. You are open the whole world. Что вы думаете об этом танце? Вас не поразило, что они спрашивают ваше впечатление? Я говорю, нет,
меня очень поразило, потому что у нас, у русских, душа широкая.
It is interesting, we're no denying, but of course we are very different. We Russians are very open people and very emotional, so we dance emotionally and openly. But of course you are Englishmen, that is why your dances are a little bit different. Well, we respect your difference.
Having cleverly foiled an obvious KGB propaganda attempt, we are now ready to get back to the serious business of journalism. After the break, Pete and I sample some quite lethal homemade vodka. It's thirsty work, this journalism. I'm Dom Joly, and this is my friend Pete. We're in Russia with our interpreter Natasha on the final leg of our investigation into Russian attitudes towards alcohol. When Gorbachev came to power back in the 80s, he attempted to crack down on the nation's alcohol problem by banning vodka. Undeterred, the cunning Russians got around this by drinking rocket fuel, glue, and perfume. There was also a massive resurgence of the ancient tradition of making samagon, or homemade vodka. We arrived in a little satellite town just outside St. Petersburg to meet a man called Sergei, who was an old hand at samagon making and had agreed to make some for us. We headed straight into Sergei's tiny kitchen, where the samagon is distilled. It's actually made by mixing sugar, yeast and water that's left to ferment for 10 days and then boiled up on the hob in his homemade contraption. As well as showing us how he made it, Sergei had some he'd prepared earlier in 3 different strengths, 40%, 60% and a lethal 80% proof.
This is my first samagon experience.
Okay, I'll melt the glass. Oh, look, we're doing the fire trick. I'll hide the light. It's fire.
Here we go. That's good stuff.
There you go. Can you see that?
To make samagon more palatable, Sergei added various flavours to the spirit. And we were also advised not to drink it on an empty stomach.
Friendship, the fact that we get to know each other.
Do we drink in one? No pressure now. I think in one. Ready?
Ready, okay.
Немножко, конечно. Самогон без запаха вообще не бывает.
Excellent.
It was like drinking napalm laced with itching powder.
Bloody good.
My chest is burning a bit, but in a very nice, happy way.
That's really good. That's better than any vodka we've had in so far. Honestly, it's smoother.
It's much healthier than vodka.
Suddenly, we were all lying our asses off.
I'm going to be smashed after this. It's very good.
I'm going to have some more food.
Что весной надо обязательно вот такого крепкого по 40 грамм каждый день, чтобы продезинфицировать весь организм.
Весной, чтобы не болеть.
Не обязательно, чтобы не болеть.
Это весной надо пить или осенью?
Это вообще понемножку иногда. 40 грамм.
And add water. That will be less strong.
So, straight up there.
Leaving the ladies to tinker with the flavoured varieties, Sergei suggested we move straight up to the big one, the 80% proof. Pete and I were now entering unknown territory.
And goodbye. I'm probably going to leave the planet after this. Holy
That's excellent.
Oh my God.
That's easy.
A couple of happy hours later,
I'll have that. Because this is real, man.
Could you just say that however brilliant Russia has become in every field of science, these two are undiscovered geniuses. So, Guy, thank you. Vlad,
Thank you very much. It was fantastic and brilliant.
We shall take word of your genius abroad.
How did you spend the time there?
Wisely.
Yes, we met some Russian scientists who didn't quite make it onto the space program and had used their talent somewhere else, Vlad.
So you've been to the moon, yes?
Well, in a way, Vlad.
Or you are
We've
still
been in
there?
orbit.
It's all about perspective, Tiger.
I agree.
It's just me. All I'm thinking is, if I lived there, I just thought, Donkey, are you with me? He'd go, yeah. And he'd say, Dom, are you with me? I'd say, yeah. And then we're all together in big donkey love. That night, the moon was a Samagon moon.
You call yourself a journalist?
Vlad, what are you doing?
You've insulted Natasha.
No, I didn't mean to.
You've insulted Peter.
No!
And most of all, you've insulted my driving.
Vlad, what are you doing?
Oh, gosh.
Willie.
That's right.
You're all shooting me. Why? I'm not a bad person.
Go to sleep.
It's so frightening. I'm not a bad person. I'm gonna change. We woke up that morning in St. Petersburg, Russia's second city and easily its most beautiful. I couldn't wait to do some sightseeing. Great, another bloody church. Formerly Leningrad, and the scene of a horrific siege by the Germans in the Second World War, the city was originally built by Peter the Great as a showpiece for visitors from Europe. Despite its beauty, the whole place does have a slight air of a stage set about it. We made our way to an enormous statue of Peter the Great. Traditionally, newlyweds flock here to celebrate under the statue and toast their future. Today was a Saturday, and the churches had been busy. This was a perfect opportunity for us to sample Russian champagne, or champanskia.
Have you got a dryish one?
This is Russian champagne, isn't it?
one's?
One's half dry, one's half sweet, which
Let's do the
basically
half
means
dry.
the same thing, I think. No, don't worry, I'm a professional. Whoa! While the couple snog, their friends and family chant Gorko, Gorko. Apparently, the longer they kiss, the sweeter the taste of the wine at their reception. The word Gorko means something to do with the bitterness of life being assuaged by marriage, but essentially it's just snog, snog, snog. Are you allowed to pick up that many women at your own wedding? She's a very beautiful woman.
Yeah, she is. Well, there are a lot of beautiful women in Russia. I think you have already noticed that.
Oh, we haven't noticed. We're happily married. We wouldn't look at that, but I'm told. Yeah.
Maybe you also notice that men are not that handsome.
Very, very ugly men I found here.
But again, there is an explanation, because I think hardly 50 years of Russian history passed without wars. So all the best men
wiped out. Yes. So what you have, you're left with, is a country where it's stacked with 6-foot beautiful women and really ugly kind of, weakest
Not
links.
the cream of the crop.
Yeah, weakest links.
Whatever is left.
Yeah, but that's not good, is it? Well, no wonder you didn't get married. You want me to go first, Ski?
Sorry?
You want me to go first, Ski? Peter the Great.
Yeah. Hello, everybody.
Russian metro systems are famously the most beautiful in the world, and the St. Petersburg one is no exception. We wanted to go there because in the harsh Russian winters after the fall of communism, when drinking in public was no longer illegal, most of the city's street drinkers retreated into its tunnels and trains to continue drinking in relative comfort and warmth. Even though we were here in spring, I thought that we should have a look just to see if there are any around. Is this first class? I only go first class.
It is first class.
This is the first class then, come on.
Is this first class?
Yes, this is the first
You sure?
class. Sure.
Well, I've never stood in first class before.
Well, it's second class.
The hell's this about? There's
Every
farmers
class.
in here.
No, not
Soldiers.
farmers.
There is farmers, soldiers.
How can you tell?
Because he's wearing a uniform. This is not first class.
It is.
It isn't.
Yes, it is.
If I've got more money, why can't I go in first class? I'm famous. I am.
I don't agree with you. Maybe you are famous in your country, but
No,
here,
everywhere.
No, but here you are.
Oh, not in Russia. You guys don't even have TV.
I think that every person is a star.
Oh, God, here we
Yes,
go.
every-
Here we go.
everyone.
We all
Everyone,
have
yeah.
little stars on our chests, you know.
If everything belonged to you, how come you didn't just
go and get a big house and a big car?
Well, because
Somebody
different
else's.
people have different demands.
Yeah,
For
but
example, I don't want a big house and a big car.
But if you wanted one at the time when everything belonged to you, could you have just taken it?
Oh, well, I don't know.
I think there would have been consequences against. Yeah, he'd had a little hut in a gulag. No one seems to be drinking on this car at all. Anyone drinking?
Actually, I think that was a drinker going past. It had the drinking aroma.
No, it was a beggar.
It must have been the sunny weather. Not a single drinker to be seen. We returned above ground with some serious questions to ask ourselves.
You know what we really need is some evidence of the alcohol problem, because everyone we met seems quite normal. We need some sort of, I don't know, some sort of imagery to show what the problem is, but I don't know where we're going to get it.
Unfortunately, despite the city's obvious beauty, evidence of its drinking problem was everywhere once you really started to look. We visited a shelter where homeless alcoholics could seek refuge and try and get some help. We first met Guiena, who'd been living on the streets on and off for 15 years. Guiena had been sober for several months now, but when he was drinking, he'd lost all his toes to frostbite. He took us upstairs to meet some of the shelter's new alcoholic arrivals, such as, you guessed it, Vladimir.
He's 33, so he was 12
When he was drinking?
when he started drinking.
Okay, what did he drink?
А что вы пили? Whatever they could get.
And is this a common problem here in this town?
Это, ну, в этом городе это такая насущная проблема для всех, очень... It is a problem.
How long has he been here?
1 month или 4? He's here for 4 months. But after that, he has a medical check, and the doctors decide if he's ready to go out and live by his own in the world or not. If he's not ready, then he stays.
And what system do they use to rehabilitate here?
А какую систему они используют для реабилитации здесь?
12 steps.
12 steps?
Yeah.
Okay. So the same thing, yeah, normal, yeah.
Yeah, 12-step system.
Okay.
Спасибо большое.
It was an incredibly sad place. There was a feeling of complete hopelessness about the whole setup. These were people who had been left behind by New Russia. Unemployment, the collapse of traditional family structures, and the economic hardship of people facing soaring rents and the new costs of living had driven them to the bottle. This was the sad reality that lay behind the glitzy facade of St. Petersburg's magnificent architecture. The next morning, we were at the famous Finland station to catch a train to Helsinki.
Natasha, thank you very much.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you, really was brilliant.
Yeah, thank you so
I
much
wish you good luck.
for everything. It was fantastic.
In this world or the next one.
Ah,
Yeah, be easy. We're planning to stay here for a little bit.
Vlad, thank you so much. It was absolutely wonderful. I'm sorry about your low-speed ticket.
Yeah. And just send it to us and we'll completely ignore it, yeah? So it's with our great Russian, Das Vidanya.
Dusty Vineyard,
Yeah?
also known as Dusty Vineyard.
Dusty Vineyard. Okay.
Thank you so much.
And
See you later.
don't
Bye-bye.
drink too much on the way back. We know what you're like in the van.
Yeah, and what's those speeds?
Bye. Yeah.
Bye.
I'm on a train, watching this fire, just like a plane, could take us higher.
What did you learn about Russia, Tiger, do you think?
You get free yogurts on the train.
Despite our seemingly very different conclusions, we were both leaving Russia with great memories. It was an extraordinary country in which to travel. You never had any idea what to expect from town to town, meal to meal. Everywhere we went held another surprise, another odd experience. The Russians are some of the friendliest people I'd ever met, with a superbly dry sense of humour. Yet somewhere beneath all this was a kind of national sadness being kept at bay by the bottle. What that sadness is, I don't know. It just seems to be in the Russian psyche. But we'll both definitely come back here. There's plenty more to see and drink. Dusty Vineyard, as they say. Das Vidanya.
Over on Sky 2 next, the race to Dakar begins to take its toll. The riders are exhausted and overwhelmed by the endless sand dunes. Next here on Sky 1 though, prepare to root for the bad guy as Mel Gibson puts in a rather good performance in Payback.
This is not first class.